to know right now, so I've been quite busy, but I do feel there's a need to put up a Gemini read. I am taking the 2027 bookings, so I'm going to be making big changes. I know I've been saying that for a while, but genuinely I am. So if you want to get your 2027 on half price, check it out in the description box below or in the comments if you're watching live. Okay, so the whole goal is that we are going to just go through the messages that Gemini needs right now. Okay, so I feel like for some Geminis, like things are crashing, so things are coming down. I feel like this is good though. So I feel like a lot of Geminis have been sacrificing themselves for the wrong people. We've been misplaced. So it's not really that we've been misvalued, it's that we've been misplaced. We've been putting ourselves in the wrong places. We've been asking for value from the wrong people. Gemini also has a lot of enemies. So you will find that people won't help you for that reason. They don't want to help you because they know the cost of helping you. They'll call it bitterness. So Gemini's had like an awakening. And I think a strong message I got for Gemini at this time, some of you are going to be watching live, some of you are going to be watching later. Click the like button for me if you're watching live. Is in time you're going to be so grateful, like so grateful. Like I really feel like a message that God wants Gemini to know and the universe wants Gemini to know at this time is everybody is being revealed, everybody is being exposed. And some of yous, I think it's heavy because you're like, wow, I didn't know it was that dirty. It's like, yeah, okay. I heard bitch, please. But try not to fall to anger right now or bitterness. We have got a Mercury retrograde and stuff like that taking place. I feel like some Geminis right now feel really, really alone. Really, really alone. But again, I feel like this is a journey of you and the universe, you and God. So in other words, this is a journey that only no one else can really be in it with you. The other side of the coin is who is also being exposed is your real ones, the people who really do value you, the people who really do love you. So as someone said to me, like there is good people, Elisa, and there is, right? There's a lot of horrors out here though. And I feel like that's a message for Gemini. The mistake you've made is the people you've surrounded yourself by. You've got some horror shows around you, and they're not real people, they're not right, they're fake as fuck, like, down, you know it. I feel like Gemini right now, and I know this has been the case for me, you're running, you're not scared to put people in check, you're not scared to call it, you're not scared of consequences. Some of you, it's because you're the bitch with less to lose. You know, this is what some motherfuckers don't realize. It's like, oh, we talking about who's got less to lose? Well, that'd be me, you know. So I think some of yous, you've been through too much or you're going through too much. But I do think this is an inspiring read. I think the message I want to give for Gemini at this time is God wants you to get rid of a career. He wants you to get rid of giving your skills and your talents to people who do not deserve them. They don't even use them correctly. Like they're not, it's like me, for example, I coach a lot of people. Yes, some people make changes, but a lot of them, they just do the same thing over and over again. They're not listening. It's kind of a waste of time, right? I feel like Gemini really wants to put that energy right now into people who listen and people who feedback and people who are a high vibrational energy. And we do have the Ten of Cups. So I feel like another message for Geminis is you just want to be surrounded by people who feel like home. You want to be surrounded by people who it's not about the car you've got, the house you've got, your numbers on a screen. A lot of people, that's the thing with the fall. The fall, you see who people are because people are commodity based, right? It's when you're beneficial, when you've got big numbers on YouTube or you've got a big flying job or you've got money in the bank, they all want to go, right? The minute you become a problem, they crawl away, but that's good because it's showing you that those people are not really there for you. They're there for what they can get from you. I feel like some Geminis feel deeply betrayed by people in their life. I know I wouldn't say I feel betrayed. I have no expectations of people, but I have kind of watched people and been quite shocked with what I've saw. And I'm like, you as well, like, and I'm not like deeply betrayed, but I'm kind of like, wow, that it's getting nasty. Like just people who you kind of maybe thought actually no, this one might be a real one, but they're really revealing themselves. So I just feel like there's a big message. I don't think this is doom and gloom for Geminis at this time, but I do think you're gonna have to be honest. You're going to have to acknowledge that a lot of people are there for what they can get. They're not real. And that's the facts. They're not going to help you, even if they can. And they're the worst kind of people, the worst kind of demons in this world are people who have the means to support you, help you, but they won't. And I would pay attention to that, because at the end of the day, if people don't have the means to help you, then they can't help you. So you can't really blame those people. But people who can step in, help you, accommodate, support you, and they don't, pay attention to that. It's a demon behind a human face. Because they either don't want to help you or they just whatever, right? It's just pay attention. I feel like that's a big message for Gemini at this time. Just pay attention. Don't be mad about not earn. Don't be bitter about not earn. I'm also getting you calling it out. You know, I did this yesterday where there was something really inhumane taking place, and I just called it out in front of a whole place of people. I said, I'm not sure what you think you are, like what this is, but it's disgusting. And I did not care. You know, so I think some Geminis, like, we came here to be that person who says the right things, speaks the truth. We're not trying to fit in. Watch me fall, because you'll also watch me rise. I don't forget. I don't forget. You know, I just feel like Gemini has got a lot of fake ass people around it. And some of you, you're just in dead energy. Your energy is dead and it's not driven, it's not inspired. And then you've got people around you who are also dead energy, and it's just not working. So I think the message I want to give to Gemini at this time is it's going to be really, even if you go through the worst of the worst, right? And remember, we only die once. That, you know, we die once, right? Technically, that's it, right? So I think it's about being fearless, and there's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for support, and I think that's another message. If the people in your life make you feel bad for asking for help and asking for support, you've got demons in your life. They are not friends. They are sick. Okay, I feel like we live in a time where it's like if you ask for any kind of help or any kind of support, you're just weak, you're just a failure. It's like, no, that's why you'd have partnerships in your life. It's why you'd have business colleagues in your life. It's why you'd have friends in your life, because that's what they're supposed to be doing. We live in very, very deranged, sick times. And I feel like you've got the sick trying to tell the healthy what reality is. Like, that's what you've really got. You've got the sick trying to tell people what real is, right? But I just think for Geminis, some of yous are really being tested. And I think the truth is the journey is you and God. The journey is you and God, and the journey is let them all. Let them all. There is people sitting there hoping you never recover. There's people sitting there hoping you die. There's people sitting there going, the joy, they're loving it. You know, like McDonald's, that kind of poison. You know, they're loving it, right? But what they're not accounting for is the long game. You know, humanity's got a long game coming for it. There's a lot of people right now sitting there pretty. But what's coming for humanity is going to rinse even the people who think they're beyond that, right? You don't need revenge. You don't need bitterness. You don't. The other side of the coin is, like a good girlfriend said to me, Elisa, remember, there is good people. And there is. And like I said, you know, there's some people around you right now who they can help you. Maybe they're struggling. So maybe this is also with Geminis, like, try to not make everything about you. Some of you are going through the worst test of your life, and I did say this in the pandemic, and I'm there, trust me. I mean, I can't tell you what the devil, like, but it's respect. If the devil wants you gone this much, it's, you know, I nearly died twice this weekend, you know. Um, so I just think for some Geminis, like, it's like, try to be reasonable at this time, because I do think some of you is like, you're really at that breaking point, and I do think some Geminis, we've got that dark side, and you're just like, oh bitch, like, you're not doing that with me. And like I said, I'm going to be honest with you, as hi Brie, a lot of your problems, and I was warned about this, is the people you've got around you. These are not human beings. These are not kind. Right, I've noticed this, for example, they may help you, but they'll help you just a little bit. And really what it is it's charity, it's pity. It's not help, right? Because help is where you come in and you find solutions and you fix the problem. Pity and charity is where you give just enough so your conscience is kind of clean and you can say, oh, you know what, I did help. It's like, bitch, please. Stop. Stop. Yuck. Someone passed the sip bucket. Okay. I just think, you know, the other side going is Gemini needs to look at, have you been there for people? Are you showing up for people? Are you apologising for where you're not? Are you owning it? You know, sometimes we can't, sometimes we're in our, you know, the world is just taking everything from us. So, but I think there's a lot of good coming for Gemini, but it's coming for the Gemini who like like reality is right in your face. And another thing I want to say to you is a lot of what you're looking is fake. A lot of money, all this shit, it's fake. It's fake, right? And I think what Gemini wants to do is create an authentic life. You want to create an authentic life of people like this, of people you can just be it. See the devil. You don't want conditional based relationships. You want to be healthy. You want to be surrounded by people who are healthy. Okay, so let's see your energy at this time. And some of you look like even me, like I'm leaving. I'm done. I'm done with this now. I've given my life to people and people don't. And I'm not bitter. Like the bitch is sitting there going, oh, it's cause she's bitter. It's like, bitch, I'm one of the best on here. A lot of the people who came and did it to begin with was because they watched me do it. Real leads the way. Not bitter, just speaking facts. Okay. I'm not bitter. I'm just kind of at a place where it's like, wow, you can give that much to humanity. You can show up and be that real, and they'll still go the other way and support the lies. The amount of people I see being supported who are just dog shit liars. But unfortunately, that's where we are. If you're a liar, if you're fake, if you play the game, that's where we are. So we can either keep crying about that, Gemini, or we can be like, okay, no problem. No problem at all. It's not a world I choose to be around. It's not where I want to be. It's not the price I'm willing to pay. Not for no bag, not for no friends, not for no foot up. I'm good, sis. You good. You're looking good, Well, we wouldn't know because half of your face is like not real either, but do you? But yeah, I just think some Geminis are being very, very tested right now. But I think also the power to Gemini right now is uh, getting rid of people out of your life. Like, I feel like Geminis really want to build a new world, and it is going to mean the ending of careers. It is going to mean closing things down. It is going to mean being honest with yourself. I mean, people are pretty obvious. Like these people out here who are like think they're shaking and moving, and you're really not. You're pretty transparent. Anyone else like come on, especially to a Gemini. So I don't think I think we did it to ourselves. But I think the journey some Geminis are on is it's exposing you, your weaknesses, your strengths, where you allow self-deception, where you right, um, and where you've made choices that have kind of put you in a shit situation in life, maybe a shit job, maybe single, maybe shit relationships, whatever. I think the war is against Gemini in themselves. There's no point sitting there going, why people? Look at most people. I'm not being a bitch, look. Most of them would sell out. They'd sell their own ma for a bag. They would, like just don't be mad. I know some Geminis I just think you're enraged, like, but don't try not to be mad. Like I feel like God is saying to you, and also another message I just did is it's your time. You've been through the mud, you've been through all the madness, you've made the mistake. It's your time. Now you can keep doing self-sabotage, you can keep surrounding yourself with things that are going to damage you. I would just be like, delete, 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 go away. Don't feel no shame for asking people. I've done that lately where I've give people the benefit of the doubt. I've thought, no, this is a real one. This one probably will support me. No. But like I said, the reason that they won't support you is it's not even about that they could support you. It's they know what it's going to mean if they do. And there's a lot of people with Gemini, they don't want you up. They don't want you in your best. They don't want you to stand back up. They want you down because they know what that looks like if you do. And that's difficult to accept. But yeah, there's something with Geminis just feeling like quite alone. Okay. So, but I feel like there's a message at this time to not feed bitterness, even if you're being severely tested. Go through the test, go through it with grace. When you feel like you need to speak, you should speak. And a lot of there's something to do with a group of people or certain people. I promise you now what's coming for them. Don't wish them bad. Don't seek revenge. I mean this from the core of my being, no bitterness. Don't seek revenge, nothing. When the circle goes full, remember what those people did, right? But also there is a message for Geminis, which is you do have a big mission in this world to help people. And while people have failed you and they've delivered, I've been saying this a lot, which is we're dealing with a world of sadism. People are sadistic now. They're not evil. the sadists, the genuinely enjoying watching the suffering. They can be down as fuck, but as long as they're a little bit higher than the next person, that's good enough for them. You're dealing with sadism. Sadism is where people enjoy to watch other people suffer, right? But that's a sickness, right? It's an individual who's in a deep sickness. They're in the shadow. They're in the dark self, right? But I feel like there's a strong message for Gemini moving forward where you're not never going to become like them. See, sometimes when we've been failed and people have not supported us, we close ourselves down, we live just for ourselves. A smart person doesn't do that. They say, okay, there was people who I genuinely believed, right? They didn't. But I'm going to be for other people what people wasn't for me. That's Gemini's next mission. You're not going to be like them. You're going to be to the new people what people wasn't for you in your time of need when you needed support. It's going to be great. You're never going to be like them, Gemini. It's not worth it. I don't care, bitch, what bag you've got. I don't care what your hair looks like. I don't care. It's not worth it because you're still you. That's, I don't like, so Gemini's, the other side of the coin is like God is just showing you the bad, the good, the ugly, the beautiful, the tragic. Like there's kind of a lot going on for Gemini at this time. But I think the big message for Gemini at this time is you can go into absolute self-destruction. That's where they want you. They want you in the bitterness mode. They want you in the, like, don't do none of that. We only die once. It's just a journey. You have great days. You have hell days. You have days where you think you're never going to make it through. You have days where you're like, yeah, life's great. It's just a fucking journey, That's all it is. But I feel like there's a message to certain Geminis that I want to give, which is it's why are you allowing these people a place in your life? You hate these people. You do not like them. But like, why are they still there? Family, why are they there? Get a backbone, drop a ball bag. I just think some of Gemini's suffering is like, why am I suffering? It's like, look at your choices because you're making them. I feel like, yes, there is a lot of people around Gemini. There's been a lot done to Gemini. We've been through that really difficult cycle. And I feel like people don't want good for you for some years. Like, people don't want happiness for you. They don't want success for you. And okay, sound. But a lot of it is also Gemini looking at itself and saying, okay, where am I not wanting that for myself? What choices am I making, right? And some of you are making it with some fuckboy. Some of you are making it by just continuing to like put yourself out there and there's just no value coming back. I do think some Geminis are dealing with a very exhaustion. So you're dealing with something that is extremely heavy. It's not easy to deal with, right? It's like a life or death situation and it's extremely exhausting. But Gemini, you need to pray. You need to stay classy, because I'd say the problem in our world is there's a lack of class. Lots of money, little class. And yeah, like I feel like this is just ending business partnerships. No longer, someone said to me the other day, can I do recce for you? And I was like, no, thank you. They got offended afterwards, which was interesting because I'm good. Have you noticed when people are getting what they want, they're always like, the minute you're like, no, thank you, it's like, I don't need it. No, thank you. And I feel like another thing that's making Gemini crazy is you're going through like some real difficult stuff and people are coming with, the motivational pep talks and just be positive. And it's like, okay, no worries, bitch. When it's your turn and you come to me, I'm going to tell you do the same. Only fair. It's just, it's like the bottom level human. The only thing they can do is come with some genetic guidance. It's like, I didn't think of that. You know what I mean? I mean, our level of intelligence, I didn't think of that. I think people are insulting. I think a lot of them are. I think something I've been observing is human beings are, this generation of human beings, inevitably weak. They cannot handle anything real. And I'm talking about even successful people. So this is people who would have the capacity to support you, but these motherfuckers are running in fear. I mean, if you think you're living in fear, you've seen nothing with these people. So just there's this idea when I've got money, when I've got the, no, you can be in more fear. You can be worse than you was at the bottom, right? So I just think for Geminis, it's a time to sit down, but I wouldn't be bitter. If you want to win, if you want to get revenge, be everything that they've tried to take. Because that's what it is with Gemini. Gemini has something that most people don't. We're not trying to have order. We're not trying to be funny. We are just that. Like, we can go through hell and you wouldn't even know. You know, so I just think with a lot of it, it's a lot of people want what Geminis have got naturally, and there's a hatred for that, right? But I don't. I think this is bigger. I think some of yous, it's getting past these people. You can see through them. They're very dirty. They're not nice. The tramps is what they are. And I don't care if they've got money, not money related. They're tramps, like just people who are self-absorbed. They're all about themselves. They play from the low game. Like, I feel like Gemini is like, you just want to be surrounded by the real. Less is more. But if you're going to be surrounded by the real, it's time to get real. I think there's also a message that you do have angels in your life as well. So I think that as much as you have been betrayed, and as some of you feel very alone right now, you're going through some real test. Everyone's going through different tests. Your job is to sit and say, okay, that I'm going through something in my life fundamentally exhausting or challenging or whatever. What is the lesson? What is the lesson here, right? Your enemies want you focused on them, the people who know that the actively gloating in your suffering. Like I said, sadism. If you look at the world, that's what you'll see. You'll see sadism. And sadism is people who naturally love to see people suffer. They get like a kick out of it. And, you know, so Gemini, also you've got like, I feel like right now as well, like the solar plexus, there's something that's burning you out. So that's the thing that Gemini needs to get rid of, the thing that is weighing on you and that is burning you out, but call it. A bitch calls you up, a bitch texts you. And, but like I said, Gemini just need to get good with the delete button. Like, we're not friends anymore. If we ever was, to be honest. The other side of the coin is God, who's showing you some people who generally do fuck with you and do care about you and do want the best for you, and yeah, they're the people you should be giving your energy and your time to. And then there is also basically just basic human beings who are suffering in general, and Gemini might be able to give that pep talk, or they might be able to give that support. That's your job. But I just think Gemini needs to be aware of like what it's feeding. But like I said, I feel like I just want to give one message, which is we only die once. If anything should happen, just know that it's all God's will. That I feel like Gemini needs to be at peace. There's men in the room who are Gemini men. Be at peace. Don't say they'd be like, oh, my enemies, or they want, no one want nothing. It's all meant to be. Every enemy, every friend, every jet, it's all meant to be. You only die once, right? Geminis need to be at peace, right? You need to look at yourself and say, okay, where could I take control? Where am I sabotaging myself? Where am I wearing myself out? There's big questions for Gemini at this time. And when it comes to the people who enjoyed, gratified, God, the devil, life, what's coming for humanity is going to do it far better than you ever could. I promise you. But I feel like that's a message for because I feel like I'm relaying this because I feel like some Geminis at this time, like, you can't get past the fact, but you need to just get past it, you know. And that's it. You know, life is, no matter how hard you work, no matter how real you are, no matter how much you do the right thing, life is going to fuck you. Life is going to destroy. It's going to take everything, you know. So there's something for some of you Geminis where something has been taken, or it feels like something has been taken and it feels like I'm not going to recover. Maybe the problem is that's just a chapter of the book. You're too focused on the chapter of the book instead of the fucking book. It's a chapter. But Geminis can't get over this chapter. And you could, there's something where I just want some Geminis to sit tonight, just one question after this live, and just be like, where, if I took everybody else out the equation, if I took everybody who's left me, who's not supporting me, what I've lost, all this, and I said to myself, I'm actively sabotaging myself or fucking myself, where would it be? Like, that's it, one question. One thing that Gemini is doing to Gemini that is messing your life up. Just one. Maybe some of you will find multiple things. Okay? Click the like button for me, please, so that... Oh, you've already done it. There you go. So, Like I said, I feel like, and some Geminis, we're at the end, like I said, I've coached people all over the world. I'm one of the best at what I do. The lack of support is it's not shocking, it's obvious. It's obvious what's taking place. People who've coached with me, people who've read with me, they know how good I am. I don't need to sit here and blow smoke and convince anybody. They already know. But I'm saying there's some Gemini sitting there and they're looking at other people and they're watching this, that, and the other, and they're just like, you know, while we live on God's kingdom, we're in a matrix system. And a matrix system is how you play the game, who you keep around, whose ass you lick, how many numbers you've got on a screen. That's what it is. Okay? And the problem with Gemini is we're not about the ass crack licking. It's just, we're not, it's not for us. You know? We don't sit there playing all these fake games so we can keep people around for later. We just can't do it, you know? But the magician stands before the people because the magician is showing people this is how you be real. This is how you do it, you know? Um, I just think there's a new chapter coming for Gemini, but there is going to be the need for Gemini. I do think some of you have got extreme blocks in your energy, and I think Geminis have got a dark side, and I do think that some Geminis are sitting there looking at people in their life, and they're just like, the audacity of you. The audacity, you know? And, but if you keep, there's something around your solar plexus, if you keep feeding that, that's exactly what they want because it's still a feed, right? It's going to distract you. It's going to stop you putting your energy in the right places. Your energy right now needs to be in being as decent as you can be as a human being to anybody, right? But also being selective in your company. Gemini, you are royalty and you're out here worrying about peasants. You know what I mean? I think this is also like I did yesterday with those people, call it out when you see dirty behaviour, when you see injustice. So what about the consequences? Bitch, I can pay them. See, the good thing about when you go through your fall and you go through the loss of everything, you've got nothing to lose. Most of these people out here doing what they're doing have got a lot to lose. Okay, so this is not, it's also Gemini just isn't even in threat mode. We're like, no, we'll execute mode. There's no threats here. You know, but I just think for Gemini the best thing you could do is, I just think 2027 is coming. Like I've been saying this to a lot of Geminis, plan for then. Like the rest of you is, what you should do is the rest of this year clean up, start closing out relationships, and some of you need to work on yourself, dedicate the next 6 months to your healing. Like tell yourself like 2027, like I'm gonna be in that, like, you know. And like I said, by closing out a business, but you know, it's like me, this has been successful. I've coached people, the people I've helped has been insane, right? But yeah, sometimes I do look and I think it's, you know, it brings a lot of the lowered energy in as well. And you know, sometimes you just want a fresh beginning. I'm a personal trainer, I'm a fashion designer, I've got lots of different skills, I've done lots of different jobs. Sometimes you're just looking for fresh energy. It's not even bitterness or blaming, it's just kind of like, okay, I just want to do something now. I think that's what it is. Gemini is in like stagnant energy. You need freshness. Some of you need to move, some of you need to start a gym, some of you need just something, right? Um, Hi Angelica. Okay, so hi everybody. So yeah, I just felt like I wanted to do this message. So I just did a message I need to get. So some of you are dealing with a fire sign. Some of you are dealing with someone who's putting black magic. So that's what I'm getting really strongly. King of Wands reverse can be someone who dabbles in the dark arts. You've got these warlocks. You've got these. Remember, Gemini, you have powerful destinies, and you will have these things that move against you, and it's because they don't want for your happiness. They don't want for your success, because your happiness and your success is big in the world. It's not just attached to you. It's attached to a much bigger agenda. So this is why Gemini gets attacked so much. If you are personally as a Gemini dealing with a fire sign, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, this guy is no good. Um, you know, I had an ex coming back and he's yapping, and I said, don't go putting poison in this garden. You see what I mean about calling it out? So he was trying to influence, and instead of me allowing it to continue, I said, don't start trying to poison the garden. Stop. I think that's the message for Geminis. You know, some of you might do it with humour, but you need to call people out now. No fear. In terms of if it is that you feel like your energy is being manipulated or worked on again, it's God fights that fight. You don't fight that fight. If you go fighting with the devil, you start dabbling in this stuff, you're going to be actively participating. Your job is to keep your hands clean. It's kind of similar to what I said, which is some of you are, I feel like some Geminis are watching people and they're watching how dirty they are and they're like, maybe I should do the same thing. Like, maybe that's just how you win. Like, maybe I should do that. Really? You're going to sell out now? You're going to sell out after all you've been through, after all the sacrifice? You're going to sell out now? No, not for sale. Maybe it is easier. Doesn't mean you should do it though. You know? So, you're not for sale, Gemini. And if that means you suffer until you take your last fucking breath, then so be it. Okay? But you're not these. Like, when I tune into these kind of people, it's their energy is like sick. It's like sick. You're not these. So I feel like Gemini is like, maybe it's a job, maybe you're going to a job and it's just those type of people, or, you know, maybe it's toxic family member. You're like, but I think Gemini just needs to be ruthless, but not ruthless running your mouth, not being reactive, just kind of like, you're dead to me. Like, you're dead to me. Like, when people come and they try to like slime up, it's like, you remember? Because I remember too. At the end of the day, and I really want to reiterate this because it's not Gemini's going to watch it, not just Gemini, you have friends in your life because their job is to support you. You have family in your life because their job is to support you, and vice versa. You have a partner in your life because you're supposed to support each other through life. It's not weakness. And we live in such a sick generation of people that if you go to those people who are supposed to naturally do that, I mean, and then people will help you or support you and act like they did you such a big favour. It's like, bitch, you were doing the bare minimum and you were doing exactly what you were supposed to be doing anyway. Right. I just think Gemini just wants unquestionables around them. You want unquestionables around you. You want people who, they don't care if you're sitting in the floor or you're sitting in the Ferrari. You sit in both. You want people you can be yourself with. You don't want to have to repress yourself, hold back, all of this. Like I said, I've been dealing with a lot of stuff and some of the audaciousness of people. The mouth of people. I'm like, they can't think this is me. And they're trying to run this. You know? Keep your pep talks and your manifestations and send them elsewhere. Okay? And the other side of the coin is people who you just kind of know that they don't want God fear. It's like, don't be giving them access to your energy. Don't fear no one, Gemini. Oh, you're sitting there, like, look at all you've been through and you're still shaking. Like, get up off your fucking knees. You know, you're a gangster. Like, you want to put black magic? Go ahead. You want to cause problems? Go ahead. You want to leave me on the floor? Go ahead. Because remember, you know, I nearly died twice this weekend. I'm not kidding. When I say twice, maybe I'll die this week. Okay. But every cunt will know I kept it real. Everyone will know I didn't sell out. You know? And death is peace. It's an endless sleep. Well, hopefully. You know, I mean, I like life, but if it's so this week, okay. I just think Geminis need to, like, boss up a bit. You know what I mean? Like, same as in your relationships, you're, like, scared to say it. Bitch, where have you been? Like, what is this? Me and you? I remember I used to be on fashion. And I used to be dead close friends with a guy, and he kept doing stuff, and I kept clocking, because that's what Geminis do. We clock, right? We're always monitoring you. And then one day he came in and he did something, the sadism I'm talking about. You know those people who deliberately try to goad you, or you just know that they actively want bad for you? And he came in one day and he did just one thing. And I got up in front of the whole class and I said, don't you ever speak to me again. And he looked at me and started laughing. This was a Gemini as well. I said, mate, don't ever speak to me again. And I spent another year on that fashion. And he tried to talk to me and he tried to get me forgiven. And he tried to do everything to piss me off. that cunt was dead to me. Okay? I'm just saying the problem with Gemini is you got to say what you mean and mean what you say. And some of years I'm not gonna laugh because I feel like some Geminis, like, you just want real ones and you just want love and you just want support. And Gemini, we live in a sick world that's telling you that that's bad, that you're weak if you want that. That's normal. That's human. You need to be surrounded by humans, not animals, not primal beings who are just constantly thinking about themselves and running. You haven't lost anything. God can see all, and he can see when the devil's hand is at play. So maybe he didn't let certain people support you because he knew the condition that would be attached to it. But I do think each Gemini, the other side of the coin is I'm going to speak to the Geminis who are winning right now. If you are winning right now, your job is to help. Don't sit there, don't me. Help. Whatever way you can help, it could be just giving a kind word to people, it could just be being supportive of people, it could be you've got a bit of bag and you can share it could be going to a church, it could be whatever. I think there's a message for the Geminis who are winning. Do it because that's who you are. Do it because if you was in that position, you'd want someone to help you. Right? I think that's important. I do think Geminis can get, I apologized to someone this week because I do think Geminis have been going through so much for so long that we do tend to forget sometimes that other people are going through shit too. And that we need to be there to listen to them. We need to be there to support them. So this is where you kind of apologise and say, do you know what, actually, yeah, I haven't been showing up in this friendship. Fair dues, So as long as Geminis can call it out. But I feel like the message I want to leave you at this time is you need to stop obsessing over a chapter. Something was big, something was a big part of your life, something was fundamental, but it's time for a new chapter and the book's not over. In other words, you're still writing the story. Some of you're in a really bad time, and that's what these motherfuckers are riding on, the happy. They want you down there, right? But they're not understanding that people can have. I know this because I've had this in my life. I've been stuck in jobs. I've been in shit situations. I've got out. I've had massive success. I've been in shit again. So I think there's some people who are thoroughly enjoying Gemini's suffering, but they're not encountering for the new chapter. And like I said, the thing with Gemini, and I think any Gemini would attest in the comments, we do not forget. We don't. We won't forget for years, But I just think Geminis need to see the state of the world and that most people are that. They're weak, they're about themselves. Your job is to build a world now where your partner, your friends, the people around you, you don't even have to question. They're allowed to say no. Because if you've got friends who can't say no, then you're a bully. Of course, like I said, sometimes your friends can't show up or whatever, right? So they're allowed to say no, but you've got people in your life who you can be honest with, you can level with, you can ask for support. You can be vulnerable with. That's what Geminis need. And there's something to do with your career. Gemini is putting their energy into something that is just demonic. It's a zero-sum game. It's obvious by you're getting back. Nothing's coming back from it, and you need to let it go. I think some of you've done it for so long, it's like, yeah, but I've got to start again. And yes, you do. And maybe it's intimidating, but it's fresh, it's new. That's where Gemini, I feel like if Gemini starts that business or just quits that job or starts a new job, where you're kind of intimidated, the minute you get in your flow, you're going to be like, actually, that's what I needed. Because Gemini's like this, we're curious, we like new things, the energy is going to come back. So, like I said, I just want some Geminis at this time to just, when you finish listening to this, just one question. If I forgot the world, the enemies, all the injustice, the stuff, and it's not just happening to us, it's happening to every sign. Every sign has got a destiny, a fate, enemies, friends. We're not victims. Some Geminis, and I know this for me, it's complete injustice, it's complete savagery, it's sickness. But you've got to know who you are in the eyes of the world, in the eyes of God, in the eyes of people, because you're just not attacked at that level if you're just not that. You're just not. It's a respect to your Gemini, and it's tough, but it's a respect. Some of you, it's a test to see what you're made of when your back's against the wall. Will you sell out? Like, it's a test. Because anybody can sit there going, "Oh, if I had, I would do, and I would never do." But when your back is really against the wall, is when you see who you are, right? And I feel like God wants you back against the wall because He wants to see who you are, but He wants you to see who you are, what you're capable of, what you can do alone, what it's like to truly just feel alone, to see the people around you, because it's only when we're really tested, people are exposed around us, right? If we're comfortable, people are not exposed. Um, but yes, I know this for me, and I'm not going to lie. Some of you are in the test of your life, but you need to help yourself at this time. And I think helping yourself is no bitterness, new chapter. You know, where am I sabotaging? Where can I take control? Who do I need to delete and exit from my life? Where do I need to speak up? That's a message as well. For those who the black magic is being done, pray, pray, pray. That's it. And just take it as what it is, which is demons who've, those people have been sent to this earth to sabotage, to destroy, to stop destinies, to stop love. Like, they're just doing what they came here to do. And every day they get up thinking about who they can stamp on and who they can, that's their day. That's their life. They're not enjoying life and love and the beauty. That's their life. So but some Geminis, you've got some kind of masculine in your life, and I feel like this masculine is a cheater, a liar. He's really super toxic, and again, he's been sent into your field to block you. That 10 of Cups came out. What Gemini really wants is love, someone who loves them, but yet you keep somehow feeding this addiction. There's something to do with addictions here. It could be cannabis, could be drugs, it could be too much alcohol. I think Geminis need to look at the copingism. So some of years I feel like because you're really being tested, you're using something to cope. But that's the problem you've got to work on, right? So how do we feel about this reading? Good, bad? Just random. It's really hot here, and I haven't had time or and I haven't been able to get any readings done. But I just feel like this is the message, and I feel like God is saying, like, Gemini, like, you're not broken, you're not beaten, it's just all as it's meant to be. And in time, you're going to see that. And some of you should be so grateful, like, I feel like some of you right now, you feel like you're having your heart ripped out. You feel like so disappointed, but if you only knew. Have you ever seen the image where the video where the person's walking down the street and you've got angels and then you've got demons and the guy's like walking down the street? It's like you're really being protected. Things that are happening, you're really being protected. And there's no enemy that's winning again. Your job is to pay attention, learn from it, grow from it. And like I said, for the Geminis your job now is God put you on this earth to help, to support, to be of service. You're not better. Maybe you're in your winning season. Don't even think of it from like I'll help people because, maybe if shit happens to me, I'll get the help. Don't even think of it like that. Just help because you can. Help because that's your character. Help because that's who you are. I feel like there's too many of them type of people now, like the Instagram kindness, it's all fake, right? They put all people's life, like, don't do that. They're making money off other people's misery and it's classless. Now do you, but I'm saying don't do it because you even think maybe like just do it because that's who you are. In your winning season, you're going to help other people win, you're going to support them, and you're going to find different means to do that. It doesn't have to necessarily be money. Everyone puts focus on money. It could be anything, right? So I feel like that's a message to the winning Geminis. To the rest of yours, the chapter is closing. But some of yous are maybe treading thin ice. In other words, whatever this addiction is, or the way you're framing the world, or you're letting it kind of eat you. Don't do that. That's exactly what they want. If you kind of sit there thinking, I'm cursed, things keep going wrong, someone's putting black magic on me, probably. I mean, imagine how important you are in life that someone gets up in their day and they set up their candles and they get the smudge and they get the voodoo doll. Imagine how that's pretty iconic, I would say, you know. So, but you do need to pray, you do need to, you know, and just that's it, like, but I think Geminis need to focus forward and just be honest, like, just do a review, like, sit down and say, okay, like, where am I sabotaging? No, no, I need to get my shit together and be stronger. Where do I need to drop a left ball? You know what I mean? Because some of you Geminis are sitting there, you just can see things happening all day and you ain't saying shit. You know, not entirely a victim, right? Your job is to speak up. I'm not saying fight everyone's battles, but you know, when you get that feeling, do it, right? And some of years it's really about the life you're building. Most people are building nothing. Maybe they're building a house, maybe they're building money, but they're not building on. There's no soul, there's no family. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Why do you think we've went from great beauty to now everything is just white? There's nothing there. There's nice aesthetic, but there's nothing full. There's nothing of sustenance in there. Geminis now need to think, okay, right, if I truly was building a life of sustenance, what does that look like? Community, relationship, same as yourself. Like, what does that look like? Okay. Can you still see me? Because I don't think you can, because nobody's commenting, nobody's putting likes. Normally, I would do a recorded video, but I just thought, oh, thank you, thank you. Normally, I would do a recorded video, but I thought I would just do a quick messages, like just random messages, like not think too much into it. Okay, so like I said, I'm doing an end of year forecast. So we're wrapping up 2026. I'm doing a deal on an end of year forecast, but what I'm really focused on is 2027 reads. So the on deal now for 60. It's going to be a short time. Like I said, I think I'm done. I really do generally think I'm done. Maybe I'll do this in a different way, but I think I'm done. I want fresh energy. I want to coach different types of people. Money matters. And I think that's another thing Gemini needs to tell itself. Like, the money your clients are paying you, the money your customers paying you, the job you're going to, that's money. And money is either creating freedom or it's creating a prison. And you need to stop letting people out here make you feel bad for demanding your level and also thinking in that term. So I do think Geminis probably do need to start thinking of a job or a level where money is just not going to be a concern. You don't have to be rich, you don't have to be a multimillionaire, but you do need to have enough money because everything is getting harder and harder, right? I think Gemini has been letting people gaslight them. They've been gaslighting themselves, right? A lot of what these people are putting on your name or your energy is what they are themselves. And you know this. So you need to work with your own brain. You need to be like, yeah, why do I keep reacting? Why do I keep falling for that? Like, some of you need to be quieter. So I feel like some of you, like, you always are the person who stands up and defends everything. It's not always your job, Gemini. Let someone else do it. Right? So some of you are going to know if you're sitting down too much, and some of you are going to know if you're kind of going off too much. And I think you just need to review. But I think I just want to finish, which is, some of you feel like your life is done. Some of you are sitting there and you can feel these energies being sent to you, where you know these people are just happy and they're gloating, and some of you are kind of sitting there going like, these motherfuckers really hope I die. Yeah. Yeah. But like I said, Gemini, we've got that other side. We can get revenge. It wouldn't be hard to destroy these people. It'd be pretty easy. Give it a week. You know, maybe less. But I think the real way to do it is everything that they came for, everything that they hoped you wouldn't get, everything they wish that you don't get, go get it. Go get it. That will kill them. It'll make them feel so much pain. They'd be like, especially the warlocks in these countries who do all this black magic, they'd be like, get another book out, you know. You know, it's not about being, you know what I mean? Like, if they're gonna do, some of you Geminis are like, I've done nothing wrong, or I've tried to like, yeah, it ain't working, is it? Even when you try to be humble and you try to just let it go, it doesn't seem to work, does it? So I guess that means that it's time for war. Oh, you tried peace. It's not working, is it? But in most of years, it's just laughing at it, all of it, no matter what it is. You know, laughing at it. But some of years, I feel like there is a giving up, defeatism. What's the point of my life? Do I even matter? Is it over for me? No. Some years I've not even begun, Gemini. Like, you haven't even begun. Yeah, you've made mistakes, you've fucked up, you've took wrong turns, you've invested in wrong people, but you haven't even begun. So for the Gemini sitting there going, yeah, maybe it's just over. Maybe get off the crack pipe. Some of you's just spoken too much whack, you know, too much weed. I was in London over the weekend, and I swear to God, all I smelt was cannabis, cannabis. I was like, it, I knew people smoke cannabis in England, but like literally just cannabis, 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 right? Just some Geminis, I know I can do this sometimes, too much juice. You know, just think about what you're doing, right? Because all these things, they affect us, right? Um, I would say for Geminis, because you have seen I haven't been around for weeks, this might be the last video I ever do. This is another thing we take for granted. You don't know the last time you're going to show up. You don't know the last video you're ever going to make, the last picture you're going to ever take, the last person you're ever going to speak to. Um, Life is so amazing, Gemini. Like, it's so amazing. And that's what these people want. They want to take your light and your magic, and you know, you need to get back to you. I feel like Gemini needs to get back to them. They're jealous. They always was and they always will be. And that's it. Gemini needs to get back to the authenticity, speak it real. Like I said, some of you need to pull it together and stop acting stupid and remember that you are here of service. That is why you are here. Gemini could go off and make all the money in the world. They could drive all the cars. They could have all the Hermes bags. And you'd just be dead inside. Because you're not them. You didn't come to live for material things. You didn't come to be like, I've got 5 more bags than you. That's not your destiny. You came here to be of service. You came here to put fucking shit and magic in the air. Gemini likes to win, but what it likes more is to make winners. Why do you think I stuck around in this so long? Not because of the money. I mean, bitches be think I'm dumb out here. I stuck around because, you know, I got a kick out of, like, you know, helping other people get up, supporting other people. And like I said, that can be also what's difficult, because you'll look at some bitches who you generally helped at their lowest point, who you know all the fucking tea about them, yet when you're at yours, you know, but there you go. We're just not the same. We're not the same, you know? Um, so I just think there's big messages in this, and I feel like maybe it'll help, maybe it won't help, and that's what I really wanted to come on and say. Um, but like the video, comment. I'm not going to monetize this because there's a lot of swearing in it, so it's not good for advertising, but it's fine. And yeah, just don't give up, Gemini. You know, don't give up. Life is so amazing. Like, honestly, it can be, you can have the hell days, that you can have the days where it's just like, do you know, what's the point? And then you have days where you just see simple stuff. There's like literally magic all around you. You know what I mean? And it could be nature, it could be, you know, the UK, it's had a lot of good weather. I've seen a lot of families. I was in Hyde Park and there was just all families. People were playing sports. People were just happy. I think a big problem with Gemini is some of you are living too much in your head. You're living too much on the internet, and you've just got the wrong people around you. You're not able to be yourself with those people. Get rid, delete. Now, some years are going to play for the next 6 months. Like I said, some years are really just about unconsciously processing, I'm done. It takes a lot. If you've been in a marriage for years, or a career for years, or you've had certain friendships for years, it's not just easy to hit the kill switch. Not if you love those people and you was loyal to that thing. It can take time. But maybe the rest of this year is an opportunity for Geminis to process, okay? Yes, it is the end of a chapter. And I am going to need to build that momentum in myself to start a new one. But how do you know the next chapter is not going to be another 10, 20 years of your life? You don't. right? So nothing is wasted, you know. And I think, yes, honestly, we're in a time where there are so many people who are just pandering. They've chose the road of the devil. They're not nice, and that's it. Money is all that they have. Materialism is all that they have. And they will tell themselves that we're just jealous. Not any real ones, we're not. We're not. You know, the goal is sustenance, it's purpose, it's mission, it's you feeling okay with you. It's in you, you know, I'm doing the right thing. I'm good with me. I'm good with me. I feel like when you get up every day and you feel good with yourself and the way you're acting in the world, and there's no win better than that. Doesn't matter if the world's putting it in light or does it, you know, you feel at peace. You're good with you, right? And we've got that dark. I can be a fucking bitch, you know, like we've got that dark side. So, oh, baby ribs sounds nice. We've all got that dark side, you know. Some days I get up and I just hate humanity. I can't stand them. Some days I get up and I'm like, oh, you know, they don't really mean it. You know, I just think Gemini, we need sunlight. We need people we can argue with and fight with, and then it's like, you good, yeah, you. You know, we just need, like, you know, not political and like everything is on this, that, like we just need real people. You know, we need people who see us shine and they're like, yes, and then we need people who we can just cry in a ball and like, okay, you know, that's what we need. So Gemini's, I don't think we lost our way. I think it's all as it's meant to be. I think that cycle is necessary. You know, and the other side of the coin is the last few days I've had a lot of people, like some guy, he came and sat behind me. I said, what are you doing? He was with his wife, he wasn't trying to do anything. But today he comes, sits right behind me. I said, can you not do that? He goes, oh yeah, but you know, I said, no. I said, why? Like, there's all those seats. He goes, yeah, but the sun. And I said, yeah, but like, can you not suffocate me? And then afterwards I thought maybe I was a bit of an asshole there, you know, because he didn't mean, but I just, there's a lot of human behaviour I see now where I'm just like, why are people doing this? Like, do they mean it, or are they just, you know? So Geminis, I think some Geminis are like taking offence to everything. Remember, not everything is people trying to piss you off. Some of it is different culture, different behaviour. Like, it's not intentional. Some of you need to calm down a bit, is what I'm saying. Because I think some Geminis at the minute, because they're going through so much and they're feeling pressed, maybe you're taking offence to things. You need to give yourself time to breathe, think things through, and then choose whether to react. That's why last night when I reacted, it was very powerful, because I sat there and I observed these people and I watched what they were doing and I could see it. You know, but what they were hoping is nobody was going to call it out, and I fucking did in the whole train station. I was like, what are yous? Because it ain't human, you know? Like, what is this? You know? And you could tell afterwards these people felt extremely small, as they should, as they should. You know, so sometimes you know, you can't sit there. You gotta just, you know. But it's another thing I'm noticing is like low barrier people. I mean, these people are like, some of the worst people right now are people who like, they've done nothing, like, yet they seem to think they've got all the power, the gatekeeper of power. Like, I don't know, miserable people, I guess. But that's what I get for Geminis right now. And maybe I'll do some more videos, we'll just see moving forward. But I just wanted to put this because I feel like there's some Geminis who are going to watch this after, or there's some Geminis who've just listened to that and they're like, yeah, this is spot on. This is exactly how I'm feeling in this moment. But I think it's time for Gemini to spend the rest of this year and just enjoy life. The good days, the hell days. Like, come on. Like, Geminis need to stand up and be like, okay. You know? Me, when I nearly died this weekend, I was like, oh, still here. You know? I mean, I like life, but, you know, okay. Like, you know? Yeah, with the, oh, that's moving. It says, walking through hell, act like you own the place. Well, I mean, you can either be walking through hell, like, why am I going through hell? Why are these people doing this to me? Or you can be like, okay, you know, oh, okay. So, but it's not easy. It's not easy. I think some Geminis have done the right thing, and that's what the pain is. Some Geminis are looking at the people in their life, and you don't stand. You're like, how dare you? Like, how dare, like, you, but there's no point. You know, people will surprise you in life, people will shock you in life. Like, I think Geminis now need to just have their own back. And like I said, look at where you can take your power back as much as you can. Give yourself time. There's no rush. Stop living according to all this matrix speak. Okay, like there's no rush. Who said you can't be a mess for 3 years and then be everything in the fourth? Who said that? The Matrix said that because they make money telling you do this, get up at this time, say this, don't do this, shit like this, don't shit at this time. You know, they make the bag, right? Um, you don't have to plate it all up. You have to play to what your body, your mind. But I do think sometimes we can take too long for something that could actually be changed quite quickly. So that's where sabotage can come in. In other words, we're creating unnecessary suffering because we know what we should be doing and we're not doing it. Right? So you gotta know the difference. Okay, so let me just pop this. No, actually, I'll do this. If anyone wants to ask a super chat, you can. Just put it. Just put any amount you want. If you want me to ask any questions, you don't have to. If you don't want to, I'm just saying. If anybody wants a personal question or you want to donate, you can. And like I said, you know, maybe I'll be in media. Maybe I'll start something new. Like I really don't. Maybe I'll disappear, delete the channel, and go. I don't know. I feel like that's where Gemini's are at. Like we need to tune into ourselves, and we need to um really think at this stage of our life what success is going to mean to us, what happiness is going to mean to us at this stage. Not 10 years ago, not 5 years ago, now. Like, what does being happy mean to me? What kind of person do I need around me now? Not 5 years ago, not 4 years. You know, some years you really surrounded yourself with a lot of people in trauma and a lot of messy people. Maybe you just don't want to be surrounded by that anymore. And don't let them make you feel guilty. Maybe you want to be surrounded by people who are healthy and put together and you know how to make money and they do an impact, and don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad. Don't let anyone use your history against you. That's another one. Let them say whatever they want. Don't, doesn't matter. Humans go through stages. We go through success, we go through failure, we go through up, we go through down. You know, just don't care. People who care about that are people who are trying to preserve a reputation. Character should be more important. Fuck reputation. Reputation goes up and down, right? Character, don't worry about it. And, you know, it takes character to test yourself enough to be tested by life, to go up, to go down. That's character. Reputation is always trying to preserve. That's what you're seeing a lot in the world now. A lot of people trying to put this reputation of complete success. It's not real. You're coming down. Everybody does. Enjoy it while it lasts, though. I'm not even wishing you bad because I don't have to. It's the law of fucking life. It's the law of physics, right? But that's what reputation is. It's this idea that things stay linear. They don't. No marriage, no nothing. So it's similar to like the way we go through different stages as human beings. We go from, you know, young to old to very old. Like nothing's linear. Okay, so okay, I think I'll just Does anybody want to add? Did you enjoy that video? Did you think it made sense? Like, comments, I'd like to hear. But yeah, I feel like I just wanted to talk to the Geminis who just like, similar to myself, like it's just been, there's been a lot. And I think you should be proud of yourself. I do. I think some Geminis have been through hell and back. And I think you've been through it alone. Like a true warrior or warrioress. Like in other words, you've walked through it alone. And you might have had some, you know, help along the way, a bit like the Mario game where he's going through hell and, you know, he gets some hell. But most of yours, you've went through hell alone, and instead of seeing yourself as weak, you should see it as God. Like, I'm quite strong to go through all of that, and for people to leave me and for me not to be supported, and, you know, sometimes you need to reverse things. Can you tell me anything about a move? I'm hoping to get a house soon. Okay, so what can we see for Kerry, please, with a house move? What can we see for Kerry with a house move? Okay. Yeah. I feel like you need to be careful with the kind of people you're dealing with. So I don't know if you've got a letting agent or a real estate agent. Um, just make sure you've got the right, because remember, a house move can happen quite quickly. It really depends on the people you're dealing with. Virgo season is coming up strongly, so I feel like September time you're going to be settled. So where are we now? July. So I'm not far off. So I feel like you're going to be quite settled by September time. But they're telling you about the long term. I feel like this house that you want to move to, you want to go there long term. You want it to be a suit for the long term. So don't rush. Because you had the King of Wands coming up reverse. So the King of Wands reverse can be a sleazy letting agent, or if you're selling the house, like that's what you've got to be careful of. People who are, they're doing it for them, not you. A good sales agent or letting agent wants you to be happy long term because they're building, relationships. Whereas someone who's trying to get a quick bag, they want you to just, sign the tenancy. They don't care if you move out in a year. They just want the win, right? So yes, I think you can, but they're telling you to really think about what you want long term. Don't rush it, and to pay attention to the people you're working with to get you that outcome. Because if you're working with the right person, they're going to get you the long term win. But I think it might be by September, October. So it seems to be more autumn, winter. It seems more like the end, because you're just being told to not rush, because the place you're going to go to could be a forever home. It could be you stay there for quite a long time. Because when you find that right home, it's like the right pair of shoes. It just feels right. So don't rush. Okay. The female unknown said, on point as always, direct and raw, exactly what I needed. And I'm really sorry, I've just had many challenges. Like, I'd like to show up more. The other side of the coin is, I do think there's a lot of people who they just put out reads just for the clickbait, just for the AdSense, just for that, which is fine. Some people are making a living, they're making a business, and that's their business. But I do like to do my channel where it's just like, I feel like I'm meant, like I'm being given clear indication that I need to put a message out there, because I feel like it comes out better when I do that, rather than if I'm doing like, but I've done it where I've done consistent reads and I've really enjoyed it and the momentum, but lately not so much. Okay. Oh, thank you. There you go. There you go then. But remember what I said about the estate agent or the, see, again. So in that deck came up reversed, this deck came up reversed. Thank you, sweet. So if anyone else wants a super chat, click the super chat. If you just want to say hello, let me know what you thought of the read. It's so hot. Okay, let me see if I can, just in case anyone wants this. And I've got the membership and stuff. Like I said, I'm not saying I don't know. Maybe I'll just take private coaching and private readings away. I'm definitely thinking about that. I just think it's a lot on me. I also just don't think it's a business that really brings in, there's other ways to make a lot more money. So yeah, I did that for a long time. Some readers, they just don't do any kind of private coaching because of the taxation it takes on the person. So we'll see. Maybe I'll just try a completely different approach. I think a podcast or something would be good for me, wouldn't it? I'm a good speaker, I'm a good teacher, we'll see. Okay. Maybe you can give me some ideas, some suggestions. I just want fresh energy. I just want like to want to show up. And like I said, you have to have your shit together to be able to do that. You can't feed from an empty cup, can you? Um, I think that's another problem as well. Like a lot of people expect you to feed from a completely empty cup. It's like, you do it then? Yeah, I bet you won't. Okay, let me see. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'll put it up just in case. Hi, Vision of Life. Is that you, Joe? Or am I hallucinating? But I enjoyed doing that. Okay, so I think it's this one. Life. How are you? No lol magic. I'm sorry, I only did Gemini, but I just felt like Gemini's really needed the message. If you want a super chat, click the super chat. Maybe this week I'll come on and I'll do a personal message you need right now, because I feel like that's another strong thing I need to do for people at this time. Maybe I'll do uh, personal messages you need right now. Oh, thank you, my love. You're so sweet. Thank you. Okay, so I'll put this in the comment section. I mean, definitely. I've I don't know why this can't. Wait, let me see if it works down here. Nope. I just also like have changed towards technology. Like I used to get a kick from it and a buzz from it, but now I find it all like they've just made it too complex, and it's like, yeah, I feel like that drains me. It's like if someone overly texts me, I'm like, can you please stop? Because just I can't. I think it's also like we are also as a species like overstimulated. Like we're overstimulated, right? It's just too much. Right. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I can try. So who wants me to do this week, if I can, a personal message? Is it a Mercury retrograde for Gemini though? Because I think it's a Mercury retrograde, you know. So maybe that's why you're feeling like that. Because I think it's either just been a Mercury retrograde. I haven't been paying attention. It's either just been a Mercury retrograde or it is a Mercury retrograde. So if you're feeling a bit crazy, that's normal. Do you know what this fucking pricks, mate? I can't put anything into the. Okay. There. Okay. Right. Can someone click the blue link and tell me if it works, please? It might not work, but can someone just click it and tell me? And I'm going to post this so that the Geminis can listen to it and watch it afterwards as well. So I'll end it in a minute. Okay, wait. Okay. So I'm just going to put my email. So if anybody wants a personal reading, like I said, I am taking personal readings away. So not right away, but definitely it's something I've decided. So I'm taking coaching and personal reads away, and maybe I'll start something new. But I don't think I'm going to be doing tarot reads anymore, or it's just a decision I've made. Maybe I'll come back later. Maybe it's something I'll do later in life. But I just want to take a break for a while. I feel like it's just a decision I'm making. So if it is that you just want a personal read with me before I do that, I'm doing the 2027 for 60. A lot of people are booking that because they want to kind of get a heads up about 2027 and what's coming. So that's on at 60 right now, or we're doing the rest of the year. So some people, they kind of want to get a heads up for what's coming for the rest of the year. So if you want a reading, it could be any reading, it doesn't have to be that. You can email me. I think I've put the email up. It's not coming up. See, I don't like all this, like you should just be able to put your links in and the person clicks, and it shouldn't be this much drama. Wait, let me try again, see if this works. Okay, maybe it was me, maybe I didn't put. So that's my email address. You can email me if you want a love read, if you want the deal for the rest of the year, if you want the 2027 read. Because again, I'm going to be finishing off on coaching. I also do coaching, but like I said, that's, you're not going to have access to that because I'm just not going to be doing it. I feel like I just want to stick to what I say. You know, I just want to stick to what I say and just, you know, like I said, I might change the whole game. I might try different approaches. I really don't know. I just know that until I make that commitment and just say enough, like enough. That's the thing that Gemini needs to do. If we say we're going to do something, we stick to it. And that's it. It's like, okay, I said I'm going to do this, I'm going to stick to it. Because the more that we stick to our word, the stronger we're going to become. It's also going to help us to get consistent and also open new doors because we're not doing the same stuff. I think sometimes with Gemini, we're leaving doors open, and so then we're not opening new ones. Like, whereas if we say, okay, right now, I'm going to close this door, then it's going to mean we've got to look for new stuff and new ways, and we're going to get creative, and it's going to be better. At this point, I should be teaching other psychics, other readers. I should be, you know, just doing books, courses. There's so many things I could be doing. So, you know, I've definitely got the skill and the education, so why not? It just fresh energy, something new, something next level. I do love me people. I do love doing me tarot reads because I make a lot of predictions. Like, I'm very good at them without being cocky. People do tell me some shit, and I'm like, wow, like, but I just feel like with the rise of all this new tarot, it's just all clickbaity stuff, and people just want free shit. And at the end of the day, you can't make a living off free shit, can you? You know, it's good for the consumer, it's not good for the producer, because the producer's producing all the stuff but not getting much back. And I've got a lot of amazing clients, and I'm not going to shit on them. They've been consistent, they've been with me for years, you know. A lot of good people in my life who I've read for over years and years, and no shade. Like, they've always supported, they've always, you know. It's just new times. We need new energy. We need fresh energy. Gemini needs it. We don't need it to prove something. We need it for our energy, our solar. We need it. You know. Okay, so I think I'll leave it at that. So if you watch this video afterwards, I'm going to put the links to the 2027 and the end of year forecast. If you've got another issue that you're dealing with and you want to just have a read, you can get a general read for like 40, and we'll look at career, love life, whatever your personal questions are. It's about a 2-day turnaround, maybe a bit sooner if you book at this time. And yeah, that's it. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm not going to do all the signs. I haven't got the energy. I haven't got the will right now. But maybe I'll come on this week and maybe do some, you know, little card, like, energies for you right now. But yeah, just take care of yourselves at this time, and take moments to breathe, and just, you know, take moments to, it's summer. You know, some of you are sitting there like, it's summer. We never know when we're going to get the last one. Get out there, get the park. Like, honestly, like, some years you don't spend enough time going to the park or getting outside in the fresh air. And like I said, I was in London, I was in Hyde Park, and it was just all families. It was people from all over the world. It was, I just took a quick trip, but it was just such a vibe. You know, every colour, every creed, religion, just people just living life, enjoying life, different games, different, you know. You know, the way they're all like, oh, racist. No, there was whites with blacks, and there was Muslims with Christians, and it was okay. Everyone was okay, you know. So get outside, get off the internet, and go live, you know. Because you'll find that when you actually do, it's not as bad as what they make out on. People who live on the internet, it's like, they have a lot of anxiety, a lot of issues, and I'm not laughing at that, but it's, you know, you got to get outside, and the internet's funny too, but get outside and live while the summer, because no offense, but the summer's going to be over before we know it. It's already July, August, like we're nearly over, you know, so get out and enjoy it. Right, maybe I'll see you this week, maybe I won't. Also, if you know anybody who wants a private read as well, because I don't do that enough as well. Like if you're watching this and you're like, oh, my friend would really like a private read, check out the description box below the video, and we'll take a look. Okay, see you soon.